Sometimes a case, especially technical cases where it involves technology, we need to bring in experts because it's not something that a jury can see looking at the device or looking at documents. And so what we do is we work with experts who can get down into the nitty-gritty technical details, and then we figure out the way with the expert to best way to explain it to a jury. And many times what we'll do is we'll prepare demonstrative exhibits or PowerPoint presentations that can break down very complex technology or complex issues in a nice, simple way for the jury. And that's really where we work with experts to do that, because I can't testify at trial. I can explain things in the opening and the closing, but I need a witness that can testify. And so I hire an expert who can not only get down to the nitty-gritty, but through my questioning, explain the case to the jury. So for example, if it's a patent infringement case and it involves an improvement to a phone, to a smartphone, you need an electrical engineer who can take apart that phone, look at the source code, confirm that that phone is infringing the patent in a way you think it is. If it's a trade secret, sometimes you'll need a technical person that can take that chemical and analyze it and make sure they're actually using the trade secret. In addition, you also need to have someone evaluate the damages and explain to the jury, here's what you lost as a result of the infringing activity. So you need a damages expert who's usually an economist or accounting type person who can evaluate that. So the expert can't be someone that just is very knowledgeable and technically sound. They have to be able to present well in front of the jury. They have to be believable. And I know those types of experts. And there are certain experts I'll hire and certain experts I won't hire. One of the things that I always do is I'll hire experts in my cases before I file the lawsuit. One, I want to make sure I go out and get them before the other side does, because as soon as I file the lawsuit, the other side's going to go out and try and hire the best experts in the country. So what I do is I hire those best experts in the country first before I file the lawsuit, because the other side doesn't even know about it. So I'll get those experts on board. The other thing I like to do is I have the experts review my analysis of the case to make sure on technical issues they agree with me. Sometimes they'll give me some thoughts I hadn't thought of before. They stress test my case before I ever file it. And then I'm prepared and I have them identify the weakest parts and the strongest parts of my case, and that influences my strategy in going forward. The other thing I like to do with experts is experts are going to charge anywhere from $500 to $1,000 an hour. And that's your biggest expense in a case. We routinely pay experts anywhere from $100,000 to $200,000 per case if it goes all the way. That could be $500,000 if you have 2 experts, $750,000 if you have 3 experts. I require the experts to give me a budget. I involve them in my strategy, but I make sure they stay within budget. And I require that they be accountable to me and the client, because whoever's paying that expert, whether it's me or my client, they need to stay within budget. Hiring an attorney that knows experts, knows to pick the right expert, and knows how to control experts is important to a client for a couple of reasons. One is, if you let the costs of an expert get away from you, you take a case that could have been resolved very favorably for you, and because you've spent $500,000 or $1 million on experts, it can't be resolved anymore in a favorable way. All the money's going to the expert instead of to your business. That's one aspect. The other aspect is I can count the number of times that I was excited to see an expert on the other case, and I was able to help my client's case through the other side's expert because I knew that expert and I knew their weaknesses. And I know that I can get them to say what I want them to say that's going to help my client's case. And when you get the other side's experts to agree with your case, that's very, very strong testimony in front of a jury and very convincing. Quite honestly, I think experts respect us. One, when they're against us, they know that we're a strong adversary and we're going to do an excellent job. In addition, I will never have an expert say something they don't believe in or they can't support. I'm not going to have them stick their neck out, because if we're wrong, we're wrong. We're only going to put forth cases where we're right. And the other thing is, we're pretty successful. We're real selective in the cases we take, and our success shows that we're picking cases where our client's right and has a good case. And experts like that. They like to win.